Welcome. The Russians have taken trophies that will make NATO nervous. And it's not just Storm Shadow. The Russians have taken trophies that will make NATO nervous. And it's not just Storm Shadow, Dmitry Rogozin said. He also gave the West useful advice. Dmitry Rogozin, head of the Military Technical Center for Special Purpose Tsarsky Volky, said in his Telegram channel that the Russian military was able to get not only long-range Storm Shadow missiles on the battlefield, but also other valuable samples of Western weapons. All these NATO combat assets will be carefully studied by our specialists for weaknesses. Rogozin also did not rule out that some schemes for the manufacture and device of enemy missiles could be used in the development of new Russian weapons. He stressed that he fully understands the concerns of the North Atlantic Alliance, which is nervous about the fact that modern Western weapons were at the disposal of Russia. In this regard, Rogozin gave his opponents advice. He called for the cessation of military supplies to Ukraine. Only in this way can the United States and its satellites be sure that Russian engineers will not reveal the secrets of their weapons. The United States is falling apart before our eyes, supplying weapons to Kyiv. The objectionable truth broke into the ether. Mike Pence barely found the words to respond to Tucker Carlson's diatribe. A tense political discussion between American political columnist Tucker Carlson and US presidential candidate Mike Pence unfolded live on the Blazev YouTube channel. This snippet was generated in Yandex Cloud. The latter complained that the leader of the United States, Joe Biden, and his team are always late with the delivery of promised weapons to Ukraine. Carlson was surprised to ask whether Pence really cares about this in the first place. The journalist pointed out that over the past 3 years, without exception, all American cities have degraded, the number of suicides and crime rates have increased, and the economic crisis is growing. This text was voiced in Yandex Cloud. Against this background, it is hardly possible to seriously worry that Ukraine, which people cannot find on the map, has not received enough money and weapons from Washington, Carlson stated. Pence only waved off in response, saying that he had already heard similar rhetoric from the interlocutor, but all this does not concern him personally. It's none of my business. Further dispatch of British long-range Storm Shadow missiles to Kyiv is under threat of disruption, the Mirror edition reports citing a source. The reason is that the employees of the enterprise of the Ministry of Defense of the United Kingdom, which produces these ammunition, staged a strike. More than key employees began protesting on July because of low salaries and demanded an increase in their salaries. This snippet was generated in Yandex Cloud.